Hello, everybody. Today we have Hairyjerry versus Zander for Hearthstone match. Zander is going warrior and Hairyjerry going paladin. It appears that Hairyjerry went second and Zander went first. They both look like they might be going pretty good for today. Division 4, this game is for. Hairyjerry has summoned the Alliance Bannerman, boosting his cards in his hand. Now it is Zander's turn. Sorry, but for some reason we are unable to see Hairyjerry's hand. So I cannot commentate on what he has. Hairyjerry has just played another Alliance Bannerman, increasing more on his troops. He just summoned a 3/3 minion immediately. Let's see how this turns out for Zander. Zander has summoned the Annoy-O-Tron and the Fiery War Axe he is using. He decides to take out the Divine Shield and destroy the taunt with his Fire Axe. Still holding on to his Annoy-O-Tron. How will Hairyjerry perceive this upcoming situation? Hairyjerry has just summoned Ascension Shieldmaster. Dostingos. Oh, Hairyjerry has destroyed the Divine Shield of the Annoy-O-Tron. Now it is Zander's turn. What will he do next? Zander decides to use the Warsong Commander and his hero power, giving him 2 armor to use later.
No, you can keep going.
Okay.
Yep. Finish this one out, then you can.
Hairyjerry has boosted his taunt even farther, giving it a 9/11 stats. Hairyjerry now uses hero power to summon a Silver Hand Recruit. Now it is Zandar's turn.
I'll go ahead and send it so you can go get prep for your match.
Okay. Switching off to somebody else.
Hello everybody, Tom's Dragon here, Coach Hines for CUNE, here to pick up the slack a little bit for what's going on. We're gonna watch ourselves some Hearthstone. I'll turn up the volume here just a little bit. Maybe not that much though. Jiminy Christmas, that was loud. Oh, son of a gun. Apologize, let me get back into this.
Right there.
I am new to trying to spectate these, and so we will just have to get in here real quickly. But yeah, we're going to see Hairyjerry here against Zander, as this is the next division of Hearthstone coming through. We'll see Hairyjerry is going to have a paladin versus a warrior group. We'll see right now that up ahead is going to be Zander, by at least a little bit here. He's going to be getting quite a bit ahead now, as he will probably end up taking the rest of this match with that 8 health to go for Zander. He's going to have at least an ability here to throw out something and damage a few minions. He does get the execute off there. But once again, Hairyjerry is sitting in a very dominant position. That is going to be very good for Zander to try to protect himself a little bit. Because right now it's very much in favor of Hairyjerry. Going to be an attack there. The shield will go down. And a little more damage here, as that will be the end for this first fight. Zander being defeated by Hairyjerry. And we will be waiting for the next game to start, as the winner of the first round will go to Hairyjerry. Now, Hairyjerry will have to retire that Paladin group he was running, and we'll get a new one coming up here in just a minute.
I must protect the wild.
And here we are. We are back with our game 2 between Hairyjerry and Zander. So both teams, or both players, have... hold on, we'll get the second... There we go. We got the second deck shown from Hairyjerry, so we'll be able to spectate this match properly. So here we are now. We'll see that Hairyjerry going to be getting started with his deck, the new deck here he has. Throws out a minion there that'll stay quite healthy up against the attack of Zander. He'll attack in turn and be able to take out this taunt minion. So, see what else he's able to do. He does throw down a tome. And the totem will be able to sit there and won't be able to do any damage, but will just sort of be there for now as something Zander might have to focus on here in the future. So he will use the mana crystal, regenerating 1, and gives a minion a lot of damage there, a +3 and +4, and then is able to launch an attack himself and take at least 1 health off of Hairyjerry. Another taunt shield thrown down by Hairyjerry. That'll be something that will force Zander to attack it first. And now it looks like Zander will be considering flipping the armor of one of his other characters, attacking the defending. Yeah, he'll do a very good attack onto that taunt minion, and he uses all his minions in the process. See the Dark Dirigible coming down, and another taunt shield as well, and it'll gain a little bit of attack from that totem. Landscaping comes down, and that's going to summon 2 minions for Zander. And gains 1 attack and armor this turn. So he's building up on the armor. And that will be something that Hairyjerry's going to have to think about pretty seriously taking care of here in the early game. So the more armor he builds up, obviously it's going to be that... It's going to be harder and harder for him to try and break through. Now, he's got a lot of totems out. And as you can see, at the end of the turn, he has the totem for applying health. And we already knew about this totem, which gives 1 minion on his team more attack. So the longer that totem is out, the more attack damage it's going to give to one of the other minions nearby. Zander forced to attack there with his main character. Hairyjerry's thinking about it. Looks like he's going to attack there and then let forward with his other 2 minions. So a lot of damage coming through, obviously, with the totems that are on the board. And he's even going to call down another random totem. He's going to bring out the Stone Claw totem. And oh my goodness, a lot of damage going down on that. Simply a taunt totem that got called down, so nothing bad yet. But there are some very good tanks now on the front line for Zander. This is a very tanky deck that it seems he has built for himself. So we'll see what happens here. He is down to 22 health, not too far, though, and Hairyjerry is up ahead. But Hairyjerry now has to try to crack through this heavy shield group that Zander has built in front of him. So he'll be able to take out 1. He still has 8 mana, so he'll probably be able to take it out with the next attack here if he decides to. He's going to call down a totem first, see what he gets. He'll get a Searing Totem, and that'll use up a lot of the minions he had on the board. So, gonna get some health back and get damage onto another totem, but not something he really wanted it to be on quite yet. I mean, he does have a lot of damage in this fire elemental out on the board right now, so a lot of damage could come through from that here now. He's going to go ahead and use his charge and be able to get back and get some damage onto Hairyjerry and trying to get more health and armor for himself. We'll see here what Hairyjerry decides to do. He does have that fire elemental, which should do a lot of damage to anything. Another taunt totem. And then on top of that, since it's able to attack more, cracking the shield and doing a nice chunk of damage, that is actually going to officially put Zander on the defense. And Hairyjerry is at full health again, simply with the healing that he was able to do in that previous round. Some damage coming through as Zander doing what he can to try and clear off some more minions off the board. Honestly, he really needs to take out those totems to stop that extra damage and healing coming through from Hairyjerry. So adding a lot to his hand right now is Hairyjerry, as it's really starting to become sort of a one-sided punch. But oh, nice counter there from Zander. He's going to put some damage down on the board and once again clear out all of the minions from Hairyjerry. He still has those totems though. That's going to be a very good defensive play there by Zander here on this Forge Fiend. Gain 8 armor off of that, so it's a very good push. However, my goodness, we're going to see a nice touch there. So even though he is able to take out that minion there, that 8 armor gets applied to Zander. So he's going to have roughly what is 26 health at the moment. An opportunity now for Zander. He has to try and bust through the front line of Hairyjerry. He's going to get a good attack there, but the totems are still sitting out there on the board. Still a good opportunity as we're nearing the late game here. Hairyjerry right now with his next move, going to try and take out a big one of those frontliners from Zander. Another totem of taunt going to come through. And now we see what we're going to see what Hairyjerry is going to finish with. And he's going to summon a random 3-cost attack with one of his totems. And that other totem is once again going to get 2 damage. Not quite the totem that you would hope would get the damage applied to it. And oh my goodness, that is actually going to be a complete reset of the board here by Zander as he lays this card. It's going to be massive too. Destroys all cards for and gains destroy a card for destroy all their minion cards. Destroy a card for each destroyed. So some pretty wicked back and forth here coming through. Taunt and Divine Shield card as well. Turns 1 attack into that armor, as health is about even, with a very strong front line for both Zander and Hairyjerry at the moment. Deciding what he wants to take out first here is Hairyjerry. He has a lot of cards in his hand, so he has a lot of options in his pocket of what he can do. Calls down these totems. He's going to pull out this beast as well. Start to chip away, because this isn't a taunt character. He can just chip away directly at Zander, who has the shield and is able to do that. There's also this poisonous trait I'm sort of leaving up here. For the first time this minion takes damage, it ignores it, as well as destroying any minion damaged by this. So a lot of damage does come out of this Deathwing the Destroyer, but it once again has to attack these taunted characters, and then it just gets easily overtaken by the poison from the front line of Hairyjerry. So now Hairyjerry is really going to find himself in a good spot. He's got minions on the board, and Zander needs to get some good draws and able to fill up his options. So he's going to continue to turn more of his attack into power, or attack power into, shield, and try to shield himself as much as possible. But now it's back over to Hairyjerry. He does have this toxic character. Looks like he's going to attack with someone who will survive. And now he is able to directly attack Zander with the rest of his minions. Seeing his options here, he's going to go ahead and throw out another taunt character and then attack again. He'll summon yet another totem, which is simply just going to be a searing totem. And we'll see what options Zander has. Once again, his deck is very much so a defensive deck. He's got just armor after armor after armor coming through for him, which is, great if you're trying to outlast something. But yet again, look at Hairyjerry. He's literally got everything on his front line now, is able to attack Zander across the board. That's 6 health left for Zander, 5 health left for Zander, and now it's Zander's turn. What options does he have? He can lay this Fizzy Elemental, and it is a defensive unit, so maybe a chance here, because there's not a lot of high attack damage out of Hairyjerry's lineup. 2s, 5s, and 4s. They still will be able to blow through it, though, because there's just so many of them. And there's really nothing that I think he'll be able to do here on the next turn to Hairyjerry. We'll take a quick look here. Obviously hits with that. It's going to end up taking him out. This unit here, and this is something that, just came out, gains +1 to health and damage for each friendly totem, and there was 2 totems, I think, out on the board. So that's a really big assist there, but I don't even think he's going to need it much, as he is going to have to attack with his last one here, and that will be the victory for Hairyjerry. So we will see Hairyjerry getting the win and moving on to the next part of our game. So we'll be right back with the next game in our series, which will occur here. I cannot tell you right now. I forget who we will be spectating. I will have that for us in just a minute. We'll be right back.